I used to struggle with data structures and algorithms until I learned these three things. Number one, spending hours on a single problem is completely useless. My first few attempts at learning data structures and algorithms were mostly a waste of time. Why? Because I spent hours trying to solve a problem I didn't have the tools to solve. Instead, spend a good 20 to 30 minutes trying to solve a problem. If you're completely lost after 5 or 10 minutes, move on to the next tip. Number two, stealing someone else's solution is usually the best way to learn a new approach. Okay, stealing by itself isn't what helps. It's studying the solution and understanding how that person solved it that's the key. This is what will actually give you a new tool in your tool belt. And the next time you face a similar problem, the new approach you borrowed will be readily available. I think I was doing Leetcode for 3 years before a friend showed me you can look up answers in the Solutions tab. These are user submitted and don't cost anything to access. You can even filter by programming language and rating. It's basically a goldmine to help you with all types of solutions. Brute force, suboptimal, and super optimal. If you look at one solution and it doesn't make sense, maybe the code is not familiar or it just isn't clicking for you, look for another high-rated submission in a language you're comfortable with until you find something that makes more sense. Then, study it, understand it, try to implement it from scratch, and then run it. If that succeeds, press submit. And if not, look up the solution again and compare and try to get it to succeed. A little note, not all solutions actually work, and sometimes there's an edge case added later as a new test that fails on older submissions. And remember, it's okay to cheat a little if you forget a specific part of the solution. But the key here is to really understand the code, the approach, and the rationale. Number three, switching from one type of data structure to another doesn't help you learn. I found grouping similar problems together in my study time to be much more effective. It goes something like this. Study the basic algorithm and how it works. Solve the easiest problem on Leetcode with that data structure. Solve a few more easy problems. If you feel like you're actually getting it, move on to the easiest medium question and repeat. A little tip, looking at the percentage of successful submissions can help determine which problems are easier. Next, do this for a day or a few days and really solidify that specific data structure. And lastly, pick a related data structure and start the cycle all over again. For example, let's say you begin with linked lists, which have a value and a next node. You could move on to binary trees, which have a value and a left and right node. If you think about it, it's just a slightly more complicated version of a linked list. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and also share it with someone who you think might benefit from it. Do you have any other tips you'd add? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'll leave some helpful links in the description, and thanks for watching.